All right, Chair Griffin, you are now live.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Griffin, Chair, and I would like to welcome you to the November 10th, 2022 African American Heritage Commission virtual meeting. We will now call our meeting to order. The City County African American Heritage Commission consists of 9 members. 3 of those members are appointed by Asheville City Council, 3 are appointed by Buncombe County Board of Commissioners, and 3 are appointed by 6 appointed members. The commission is to advise the City Council and County Commissioners about the preservation, interpretation, and promotion of African American arts, history, and culture. All committee members and staff are participating virtually. We are streaming live on our virtual engagement hub, which is accessible through the virtual engagement hub link on the front page of the city website and also linked on the committee page. We also have an option for the public to listen live by phone by dialing 855-925-2801 and entering meeting code 9409. For those of you who plan to speak during our live public comment today, you would need to hit *3 to be put in the speaker queue. I will now go through and introduce all committee members and staff who are participating virtually. For our committee members, please make sure to mute your microphone if you're not speaking. When you have a question or would like to speak, click raise hand. And when recognized by the chair, unmute your microphone. Please remember to mute your phone after you are done speaking. Committee members, as I call your name, please say a quick hello. Aaron Griffin, hello everyone. Ashley Wilberding.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon.
Catherine Mitchell.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good to see you.
Cherie Lucas.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, so staff and guest attendant are Brenda Mills, Director of Equity and Inclusion, City of Asheville.
Good evening, everyone.
Leonard Jones, Community Engagement Specialist, Buncombe County.
Good evening, everyone.
To help our audience follow along, I'll state each section of the agenda aloud. Again, I ask committee members to click raise hand and be recognized to speak. Please state your name each time you comment. Just a reminder that the public is listening on the phone, and this keeps them up to date on the order of the meeting and who is commenting or speaking. First on the agenda today, we have the approval of the minutes of October 13th, 2022. There's an action needed.
I move to approve.
I second.
Okay. Is there any more discussions of that needs to be said about the meeting of the 13th? Someone raise. Okay.
That's Ms. Mitchell raising her
Ms.
hand.
Mitchell.
That was a mistake.
All right. So here we I'm gonna do roll call again. Aaron Griffin here. Ashley Wilberding.
Yes.
Catherine Mitchell.
Yes.
Cherie Lucas.
Here.
All right. So now the next on agenda number 2, we have staff updates. City Liaison Brenda Mills.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I don't have a lot of updates today. We are just want to remind everybody the city is closed tomorrow for Veterans Day and want to really take time to shout out to our veterans and thank them for their service. The Reparations Commission had their meeting on Monday. It has been it's pretty transparent now. We're having to change project managers because the Tequity company, who's owned by Deborah Clark Jones, she took a full-time job with Duke Health last year and has just found it to be very difficult to be able to do both, and has recommended another company to take that. So that's on the consent agenda for Tuesday's agenda. And then, just encourage everybody to keep abreast of everything on the Asheville City blog at ashevillennc.gov/news. So all the information about the closing, things of that nature can be found there. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda. Next, we have County Liaison Leonard Jones.
Just as Brenda said, I don't have much, any updates to give today. I kind of ditto what Brenda mentioned about the veterans, so the county also will be closed on Friday as well. Also would just like to bring attention to the Pack Square revisioning project. There will be some community engagement opportunities coming December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And that's around Pack Square where the Vance Monument formerly used to stand. So they just strongly encouraging community to come out to make that space a more inclusive and respectful place of all people of Buncombe County. And so we strongly encourage people to participate in that process. Information, you can find it on the City of Asheville. It's a collaboration between the City of Asheville and Buncombe County. However, it's hosted on the City of Asheville public input page where you can find out more information about the Pack Square visioning project. So I strongly encourage participation in that process. And that's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So moving right along, number 4 is unfinished business. We have Brenda Mills.
Thank you. Brenda Mills again, staff liaison, city staff liaison to the African American Heritage Commission. As I mentioned before, we're still waiting on the vacancy to be replaced for Lynn Michelle Smith. You have one other vacancy for an appointment, so we're waiting for those to come in for, I don't think we got any for this November, so we'll put that back out for December. But good news, Brandon Oliver has agreed to serve again. He contacted me a couple of weeks ago. So I would like the board to take action, a motion to approve Brandon Oliver as your appointment, to reappoint Brandon Oliver as your commission appointment. So that we can do that, I'll send all that to the clerk's office for approval.
Yes, Ms. Mitchell.
I so move the appointment of Brandon, or reappointment of Brandon.
And I second. I'm going to do roll call again. Aaron Griffin here. Ashley Wilberding.
Yes, here.
Catherine.
Yes.
And Cherie.
Here.
All right.
So let me just do a little correction. This is roll call to approve the motion that was just made. So do you
Right.
approve the motion? Cherie,
Yeah.
not here, but do you
Yeah.
approve the motion?
Sorry about that.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
I'm learning. Yes.
We all are. Okay. Well, excuse. Sorry. So next we have on new business, and we're going to discuss and report about our mission and review our next steps. So we have our mission is to advise the Asheville City Council and Buncombe County Board of Commissioners on issues concerning the enhancement of the economic, social, cultural, and recreational lives of African Americans in Asheville and throughout Buncombe County. As you may know, some new members may know or not, we did some changing to our mission. With this mission statement that we have now, it's a lot broader, and it helps us cover more ground than, just only doing arts and culture and preservation, which we want to continue to do those things, but we also want to, be involved in more areas. So anyone have any comments or questions? Yes, Catherine.
Yes, I reviewed the recommendations as opposed to the current mission statement, and I agree that the existing statement gives us much more flexibility and depth in terms of interactions with the community. And I would move that we retain the existing mission statement without any additional alterations.
I second to move. Okay, so I'm gonna do a roll call again. Aaron Griffin.
You don't need an action.
I don't need action for that.
You're not
Okay,
changing
great.
anything.
Okay.
So
Well,
I wonder as staff, because you guys have been talking about this for more than a year about your mission. What changed your mind? You actually read it? Because you were trying, I think last time I felt like you were trying to get at something different. So I just was wondering.
oh well, no, I didn't. For myself, I guess the whole idea of us revisiting the mission statement is because of some things that were asked of us. Especially when I can't remember, something happened. I can't remember, but we wanted to be more involved. Not only in arts and culture and preservation of our history, we want to be involved, not only do that, but also be involved. That helps us out with to be able to advise council and county commissions on some of these issues that we have, because I feel like we can help and advise on numerous things, It's housing, homelessness. I mean, everything that's concerning our community, we should be able to help in that manner.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Just making sure I understood, because I've heard about this since I came on board, and that's been it was a year July. So I just want to make sure.
Well, this was the last time we used this was in January of 19, I think.
Right.
Yeah. So
I got you.
yeah.
Gotcha.
So we're on the right track now.
All good.
Yes. Yes, Catherine.
Yes, I believe that I was the initial proponent of making those additions and changes. And yes, Brenda, I reread it several times and decided that we didn't need to make any changes. And so I'm happy that I had a chance to do that.
Okay. That's cool. That's fair.
Any questions? No? Yeah, so even with that, we set aside some goals to increase the social, political, and economic awareness and value of the African American heritage, basically to create a thriving local economy. These are some of the things that we came up with Dr. Fox. And we had strategies and measures and action items, and we had it all lined out. I don't know if everybody have a copy of that. If you need a copy, just let us know and we'll get you a copy so you can review that.
This is your liaison, Brenda Mills. I can share that again. It's been probably what I'll start doing is just putting it in your meeting packet each time, but I've shared it with all the new members. But I'll put it in your meeting package each time. Okay, I'll be glad to do that.
Thank you. Any questions? All right. So I'll move on to item number 6, public comments. Brenda, do we have anybody waiting today?
You do not have anybody waiting, and we did not receive any emails or voicemails prior to the meeting. So,
okay. So next, I'll move on to the number 8, future agenda items. We have Michael Hayes. He's going to report to us about the 2023 Juneteenth celebration. And myself and Catherine, we'll be reporting back about the Pack Square Visioning Project, which I'm excited about. And we also have our annual report review that's due by the 21st of January. So we have work to get done. Any questions? I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Brenda Mills again, your liaison for the city. I'm going to try to start drafting some information over the next week, send it to all of you to start looking at. If there are things you want to add to that report from your activities this year, that would be great. I'd like to end the year with this being done because they're asking for it about a week before they normally would, because they're trying to get it into council's packet before they have their retreat in February. Sorry about that. So I'll draft something up for you to review, and then as you want to add stuff, you can do so.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
The next on our agenda, the next regular meeting is scheduled for Thursday, December the 8th, 2022. And it's going to remain virtual. Check on the city's engagement hub for more directions on how to participate. I was wondering if we could still have a talk about the Walton Street project.
Would you like me to invite staff back?
Yeah, staff, Parks and Rec.
Could you give me an idea about what you want them to talk on?
Well, actually, I just want to review the plans.
Sure.
And I have a couple questions.
Now, there is a survey that's out. So
yeah,
that's the latest thing.
Yeah.
And then I'll be glad to ask them to come back, because maybe by the time we meet again, they'll have those. I don't remember when the surveys due, but maybe by that time they'll have some more survey results.
Yeah. Is it also possible that we can ask someone from the reparations commissions just to give us an update, like what's going on, or if we can help anyway?
Sure. I'll ask the chair or the vice chair. Would they come?
Yeah.
Brenda, who are they?
Your chair is Dwight Mullen. Your vice chair is Dewana Little.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody have anything? Okay, Cherie?
Thank you. Yes, this is Sherry Lucas, and this is a question on the Walton Street Park project that you just mentioned. So I saw in the paper there's been a lot of press over the last week about this project, and I had read in the Citizen Times that this commission reviewed and recommended approval of the landmark designation. So, and then I know there's monies that's been set aside I think it's $500,000. I mean, there's money that's been set aside, right? And I wondered if this commission or this committee had a recommendation of how that money is to be spent. And just wondered if you can comment on that or what you think the role of this committee should be in terms of how the monies are spent. Thank you.
Great question. That's partly the reason why I like to invite, so we can get a better understanding and, so we can contribute. The money that they have set aside is basically the same amount of money they had set aside in 1939. It's equivalent. It's the same money. So, I'm just kind of curious, like, I just want to see what's going on with that. Absolutely.
And Chair, if you wouldn't mind, Sheree, $500,000 is set aside for the Walton Street Park. Who will decide what goes in there is the community. So that's why there's more surveys. They came to talk to this board, a couple months back, if I'm not mistaken, and wanted a little bit more outreach. The community also wanted to broaden the outreach. So based on that survey, that's some of the work that they're going to be doing. That will not be all the money that they spend, but it's a beginning.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you for that clarification, Brenda.
I guess with my concern is that, I just don't want it to be like it was in 1939 and 1941, where they blame the community and not be able to come up with these ideas of what to do, and they just sit dormant. So I wanted to mention to the commission to see if some way that we can organize a function, not only to let the community know who we are, but to gather, the Burton Street, the Shiloh, Walton, South Side together to have this big function, and maybe there's something we all could think about between now and then, to have this function where we can get everybody together in one room and try to figure out what everybody needs, and to get to know each other and to see if we can come up with a solid plan. But
here's a suggestion. There is a group called the Legacy Neighborhoods. That's Shiloh, East End, Burton Street, and South Side. Included in that list is the wonderful Emma Potter, which is our Hispanic community that's right off of Patton Avenue. They meet, I believe Rashida McDaniels, who is a community engagement manager with, Leonard works with them. I believe she said they're not having a meeting the next 2 months, but I think they will reconvene in either January or February, maybe sometime around there, Leonard, if you could correct me. That would be a great time to have a few representatives from this group to ask to be on their agenda. That way you're not calling people to another meeting. They're already having that meeting. And I think we're having a retreat, isn't that right, Leonard, in March?
Yes, that's correct. They do want a retreat from the last meeting we had, just to talk about various things. And so I know Rashida had mentioned that.
So I can let Rashida know. I'll be glad to send an email to her and copy you, Aaron, about you wanting to come and just kind of check in with them as the African American Heritage Commission. And would that be possible to get on their agenda for their next meeting? How about that? Would that be helpful?
Yeah, that'd be helpful, but I still think we should organize something ourselves.
Well, I guess maybe I misunderstood. You want an event?
I want an event.
Okay, well.
Yeah, that's what I want. But I mean, that's why I said, you guys think about that. Go ahead, Brandon.
Hello, everyone. This question is for Aaron. Chair Griffin, how many people are you looking at or wanting for, and how far along are you in the brainstorming of the event that you're speaking of?
Well, just to give a number, it's kind of hard, but I also want these people like these different groups that Brenda has mentioned, those groups, and also some people from city and the county as well, invited as well. Just, I don't know, for meet and greet or just to hear what's going on in their communities, to see how we all can. So I guess I got this idea of a connected and interwoven kind of community thing. So, I just want to move, just throw the thought out there to see what everybody thinks and see if we can move in that direction, because we still, people still don't know about us, and I thought it'd be a great idea for us to introduce ourselves to these different groups. Me personally, I wanted to do this yesterday. So, I mean, it's quite naturally wanted, well thought and planned out, but did I lose you?
Well, let's talk. Let's get together sometime. I'd like to help you plan and organize that, or at least make it happen, because that's a great idea. We've been saying this for like 2 years, bro. We got to get out there so people know who we are.
Right.
There's no point in us doing what we're doing. It's not necessarily for the recognition, but it's a safe house for people to come to and kind of have a voice through, the council. Isn't that why we fought to make sure we didn't consolidate the groups down? So I'm down with it. I was asking because of something like that. Would you want it like downtown at like this at like City Hall, or would you want something like an Orange Peel, or something like that, where everyone has space, they're free to come in, mingle, but also kind of kick it? And then let's have plenty of space and an open mic so that people can talk, because a lot of issues, a lot of positive things can fall over into other neighborhoods.
Absolutely. Yes, Brenda.
So fortunately or unfortunately, you're heading into the winter month. So what I'm going to suggest is that East End stops meeting in December. So I'm going to suggest, and I believe their meeting is tonight, ain't it? I believe their meeting is tonight, but I'm going to suggest getting with the 4 neighborhood folks, either by a phone call or a quick video meeting, to kind of see, would they be down for this, and when they would be down, and how would they like to support it? And then, then we can start the planning around that. Now, when you talk about getting places, the Orange Peel ain't free. So, you got to think about places where we can put a bunch of people, but you need to have a purpose. So if you're just coming to have an open mic, that's not a purpose. Because what comes out of that after the fact?
First, Brenda, I'm surprised that you would downplay my charm like that. I can get us into the Orange Peel. Stop playing, okay?
I didn't know that, so I'm just trying to make sure you know that.
No, that's a great point, and the purpose would be for, I don't know, community interaction. If we have a lot of communities around Asheville, but how much do they really, like I said, trickle over into one another? I know from working with a lot of Hispanics that the Hispanic community isn't one you're just in. They just don't trickle over into yours, and you just don't trickle over into theirs. There's got to be a doorway, and you got to be invited. So I think it's great, because my job just did an event with the Emma Ponder community maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago at the yard sale they had. So, I think that would be a great mix right there. Just getting people out and letting them know like they're comfortable, they can talk now. Because we're gonna need all voices right now after this election, but I'm going about my business with that.
Yeah, like I say, connected and interwoven. It's intertwined. So yeah, I think it'll be something great and something positive can come out of this. Even if we own the preservation, and when I seen that the largest African American community was 400 miles from downtown. That is pretty broad. It's pretty broad. It's a lot that has been lost. And, there's like the South Side community, all these community has been confined to this one area. and which is broader than that. You know, when we talk about our history and our culture, it should expand at least that. It shouldn't be just the block or just East End. We need to show some kind of connection to all of this. That way, when people come into our city, they know it was, maybe not now, but it was a big presence there. And, you know, I just feel like it's just a lot of work to do. And, you know, if we can start getting people together, we can make a difference. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to give you, I believe in influencing, right?
Right.
When you build that critical mass, everybody kind of knows what the deal is. So next Thursday, you know, we have a group called the Village Roundtable, which is our African-American community. Y'all need to sign up to come. I will make sure that you should have gotten invitations.
I did.
And that will be a great time. If you're interested in being on the agenda and talking a little bit about who the African American Heritage Commission is and whatever, we can get you connected with Rashida to get on the agenda.
Absolutely.
We try to bring our African American community together about every 6 to 8 weeks or so. It's really difficult during COVID, of course, because, you know, people can't meet in person, but it will be a great opportunity for you to do that. I'll make sure all of you get an invitation to come.
Thank you.
And I just think you need to keep building that, because the more little individual meetings you can go, you can listen to what their particular communities are saying. All of those communities meet on a regular basis. Shiloh, Bergen Street, East End, and Southside. They all meet on a regular basis, and they have contacts for you to get up with. And so I think that would be a great way to just start making that segue into that community.
Absolutely. I attended the community event that they had on Burton Street. It was awesome. And then, you know, Shiloh is doing, all of these communities are doing, they coming along, you know. So I just think it's just, you know, more work to do as far as us being connected, you know, and we're not by ourselves.
Right.
So, yeah, sounds good to me. Yeah, now I would love to be at the round table. So thank you. Anybody else have any comments or ideas or any? Oh, I'm sorry, Cherie.
Just a question. I'm sorry. Of course, when I unmute, my dog starts barking, so I apologize for that. When you talk about community, it sounds like you're talking about neighborhoods, but I'm also wondering if including the small business community, the independent or the small business community as part of the outreach, or if you are speaking specifically about the communities geographically, you know, through these neighborhoods. And then I was going to suggest, and I don't know how big of a group you're thinking about, Aaron, is Black Wall Street has a wonderful meeting space down in the River Arts District as a place that may be, it's pretty centrally located and could be a place that could also be used. But I don't know if that would be big enough based upon kind of what type of an event and who all would be invited. So anyway, that was my comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. So we can check into all of this. Okay, Catherine.
I just wanted to say to Brenda, that is an excellent idea. The roundtable does attract a lot of people who are very expressive in terms of what they want to see. And so, yes, I believe that's an excellent idea.
We're expecting at least 50 to 60 people. That's a good number for us.
61, I'll be there.
That's a good number for a Thursday evening, but you know, we can get them in there with turkey and dressing. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have Bubba's to cater. What we tend to do is have dinner about a half an hour before, around 5:30. And then around 6, we give information out from city and county, or, you know, any other stuff. It's good fellowship time. We found when we first started, we probably had 70 people show up, and people didn't even know folks who had moved into their neighborhoods. And so it was really great. The Legacy neighborhood has done some tremendous work around looking at really trying to make preservation within their communities. So all of them are signed up, I think, except for Emma Potter, right, Leonard, for the Isaac Coleman grant. That's being managed. They've been doing that. This is their second time around with the grant. So they're into like their fourth year.
I believe so.
Okay. And so they've done some amazing stuff. Since they've started that, two of the traditionally African-American neighborhoods have their 501c3s. And they've just been able to do a lot of things. I think we should invite them eventually to come to this meeting and talk to you about the preservation they've been doing in their communities. That might be a good future item. So just keep the conversation going. And as you think about people we can invite, I think that would be awesome, because when I was liaison for the neighborhood advisory, we invited neighborhoods in to talk to the board about, here's what's going on in Hall Creek. Here's what's going on in Shallow. Here's the history of Bourbon Street. Here's what we're doing in Oakhurst and East End. And so it keeps you connected with them and them understanding what you do. So, and the Community Land Trust would be great, because, you know, they were able to save the church over in East End. I always get it wrong. It's
Cappadocia.
Yeah. They were able to work with the Preservation Society to save that, and they're getting ready to put affordable apartments in there so that they don't lose that asset for their community, and they can keep it affordable in perpetuity. So there's a lot of great stuff and a lot of great folks that you could bring in, and then I'll make sure you guys all get the invitation by tomorrow. And then you just need to RSVP by next Tuesday, I believe it is, I said.
Sounds good. Any more comments, questions?
The Southside also just formalized their neighborhood association as well. So I think in the past 3 months, they have been meeting at the Edenton Center on the third Thursdays as well. But I do know they just selected and I think they just selected their leadership at the last meeting I was present at.
Yeah, I'm so proud of them. That was some hard work. So
yeah. So anybody else? No. I will adjourn the meeting unless there's any objections. So adjourn.
Have a good evening, everybody.
Have a good evening.
See y'all.
Bye.
Okay, see you.